Today we're going to take a quick look at how you can integrate ServiceNow into a PowerBroker for Unix Linux workflow to force the validation of a ticket before being allowed access to a remote server. I'm logged on to a CentOS box as a user called Lee. Lee is basically a regular non-privileged system administrator on this Linux system. So in this example, we're going to go and take a look at a server that's been reported to Lee that has an issue. It's an Oracle server running an Oracle database. So in order for Lee to make a connection to a remote system, he uses PowerBroker Unix Linux by issuing the pbrun command followed by taxi. Taxi is going to prompt Lee for the name of the server that he needs to connect to, and this is an Oracle database issue. In this case, he's going to connect to Oracle Linux 6. The next thing that Lee gets prompted for this server is he needs to have a active ServiceNow ticket. So there either needs to be an open ticket which he can log or audit his access into that ticket with, or in this case, we're actually going to go through and demonstrate the actual generation of a ticket as well. So all Lee has to do based on the prompts is enter new to say, I don't have an existing ticket, I want to create an instance in ServiceNow. And the first thing that Lee gets prompted for is a short description for that ticket. So we'll just say something like the Oracle database server has had an issue reported. That can be the title of our ticket. And then a detailed description. So at this point, Lee can go into more detail in describing what the problem is that's been reported to him. To keep this demonstration nice and short, we'll just say getting errors when connecting to a database instance. And again, you can provide as much detail as you like here from the command line. At this point, Lee gets a prompt saying, does he want to proceed? Basically, it's just letting him know that a ticket is going to be generated in ServiceNow. So he has the chance to quit out that ticket generation. This demonstration, obviously, we're going to proceed. And obviously, we get prompted that a ticket's being created. We get the instant number as reported back to Lee. The ticket's also validated to make sure that when it was created with the right parameters, which we have full control over from the command line. And now the next thing that Lee needs to do is he's created the ticket with a brief description or the details of what the actual problem is, but it also needs to update the ticket with why he's requesting access to that server. So at this point, we're going to have Lee type in let's say something like need to look at the error logs and investigate the problem. Okay, so again, one final warning comes back to Lee, just letting him know that this session is going to be fully administered and audited by PowerBroker for Unix Linux. So we'll actually do session recording for this session as well. So again, Lee has to acknowledge that he wants to complete the connection to that remote server, Oracle Linux 6. Just say yes to do that. And again, the ticket's going to get updated with his reasoning for why he needs access to this server. And then all of the relevant information comes back to Lee, which I just point out a few things. First of all, obviously the session has been started on the remote server, in this case, Oracle Linux 6. The instant number, again, reported back to Lee just for his reference. Lee is also notified that he can actually update the ticket at any time just by typing pbrun sn update. Again, that could be configured to be anything that Lee wants to type or that you want to use in your enterprise. A little bit of information, again, just saying that the connection has started, as has the session recording. In this case, we're actually saying that the session recording is going to a centralized server, a centralized log server, and we can actually see here the recording file. Again, all of this information is being recorded both in syslog as well as in ServiceNow, which we'll look at in just a second. So importantly, if we take a look at the user that's logged on, there's been no change in privilege. We're still logged on as just user Lee. And if we look at the host name, obviously we're now on Oracle Linux 6 as the host name. And the last thing we'll look at here on the command line is a nice thing is the prompt has actually been updated now to include the instant number that was created in ServiceNow. And we can actually see that it's user Lee on Oracle Linux 6. So we see the instant number, the user, and the system that we're here administering. So the last thing we've got to do here is just jump over to ServiceNow. And we'll actually just go and look at all of the active instance that we have in ServiceNow. And as we saw the instant number being reported back to Lee, we can actually see our case here sitting at the top, that the Oracle database servers had an issue reported. We'll actually dig into this ticket just so we can see some of the details that actually got updated or created into the ticket as Lee was logging on. We just scroll down a little bit, And we're going to see, again, when the session was actually started, that we've got non-privileged access granted to user Lee on host Oracle Linux 6. Again, all of the information that Lee provided, basically the need to go and look at the error logs and investigate the problem. And again, going back through time through the ticket, although we haven't actually done too much, there was the actual ticket being opened and what the original issue was. Basically, users were getting errors connecting to the database instance. Again, just what Lee typed when he was creating the ticket. If we look at the short description, again, this was essentially the title for the ticket that Lee created. All of these attributes are associated with the ticket can be configured to be updated or filled with whichever parameters that you need. All we've actually done in this demonstration is basically say that ticket has been opened by the PowerBroker for Unix Linux policy. Okay, thanks for watching.